Okay, let's dive into this. You know how generating video with AI has always felt a little bit like playing the lottery? You type a prompt, cross your fingers, get a result, and if just one tiny detail is off, you have to throw the whole thing in the trash and start from scratch. Well, what we are looking at today changes that entire paradigm. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're breaking down ByteDance's Seedance 2.5. This is a massive leap. We're talking about leaving the frustrating days of destructive AI generation in the dust and stepping right into true, non-destructive professional video editing. It's not just a software update, it is a fundamental workflow revolution for creators, marketers, and agencies alike.
Here's how we are breaking it down today. 1. The technical leap. 2. Multimodal mastery. 3. Element-level editing workflows. 4. Seedance 2.5 versus 2.0. And finally, 5. Understanding pricing and credits.
Section 1. The technical leap.
For AI-generated video to actually be taken seriously by professional production houses, it has to cross what the industry calls the production quality threshold. And Seedance 2.5 absolutely crushes that line. We're talking native 4K resolution right out of the diffusion stage. No more upscaling a blurring mess later on and ruining fine details like hair or fabric textures. Plus, you get 10-bit color depth. That is a massive jump from 16.7 million colors to over 1 billion colors. It gives professional color graders the headroom they desperately need to tweak shadows and highlights without the video totally falling apart or banding. And the absolute kicker? It does all of this in a 30-second single-shot generation.
That 30-second duration is a literal game changer. Think about the old way. You get maybe 5, 10, maybe 15 seconds if you're lucky. If you needed a 30-second spot, you had to stitch all these separate clips together. And when you do that, the lighting suddenly shifts, your character's face morphs, the physics just get completely weird. But by generating a full 30 seconds in one single pass, Seedance 2.5 preserves the exact character identity, the lighting, the physics, from frame 1 to the very end. It completely eliminates those awful visual inconsistencies.
Section 2. Multi-model mastery.
50. That is the sheer scale of the upgrade we are dealing with here. Seedance 2.5 can ingest up to 50 multimodal reference assets simultaneously. You're no longer just typing text into a prompt box and praying the AI gets it right. You are feeding it a massive library of references to dictate the exact output. Let's actually break down those limits, because they are staggering. In a single request, this new Omni-Reference API lets you upload up to 20 reference images, up to 6 reference videos, and get this, up to 6 native audio clips. You can feed it character sheets, background plates, motion references, and native audio all at exactly the same time. This takes us way past basic text prompting. It's actual asset-driven directing. You are essentially handing the AI a full mood board, a cast, and a soundtrack, and telling it to roll the cameras. To put this into perspective, let's look at a real-world workflow using CapCut. Imagine you have a single product image, maybe a sleek, minimalist disc lamp. You just upload that one photo. The AI immediately analyzes it and spits out multiple professional, brand-consistent marketing layouts. Then, you push those right into the image-to-video feature powered by Seedance 2.5. You ask for some cinematic lighting, maybe a smooth, premium camera pan, and boom, that static lamp photo is transformed into a dynamic 4K marketing campaign in literally minutes.
Section 3. Element-level editing workflows.
Now this is where the model fundamentally changes the day-to-day grind for video creators and producers. Seedance 2.5 introduces non-destructive element-level or region-level editing. What does that mean? It's the ability to modify specific regions or individual elements, a product, a background, a character's shirt, within a generated video, without triggering a full regeneration of the entire scene. No more throwing away a flawless 30-second clip just because you need to fix a tiny detail.
For example, think about A/B testing. Creators can take a cosmetics ad and literally swap out the lipstick shade on a model in real time. The model's face, the intricate studio lighting, the fluid camera movement, all of it stays completely identical. Only the lipstick changes. For agencies churning out multiple variants of an ad for different markets or social platforms, this is going to drastically slash production time and costs.
Section 4. Seedance 2.5 versus 2.0. Let's do a quick head-to-head. With Seedance 2.0, if you wanted a 30-second video, you were looking at some grueling manual labor. You had to generate 6 separate 5-second clips, manually stitch them together in an editor, run an AI upscaler to fix the resolution, and then spend hours in post-production just polishing the seams. But with 2.5, you write your prompt, toss in your references, and it outputs a native 4K 30-second single-shot video in one single pass, night and day.
But look, all of this incredible capability comes at a price. As AI researcher Emily noted during the build-up to this release, these are, quote, the most expensive videos that can be made with any AI video model. Even though the workflow is an absolute breeze for the human creator, the underlying server compute power needed to render 30 seconds of native 4K from 50 multimodal inputs is just massive. And that brings us to our final point perfectly.
Section 5. Understanding pricing and credits.
Okay, while official ByteDance API prices aren't totally public just yet, a leaked Chinese UI screenshot from Dreamina gave us a really solid baseline. It showed a rate of roughly 660 credits just to generate a single 30-second clip at 720p resolution. So by looking at the existing Seedance 2.0 pricing ladder, we can actually model out the projected cost for 2.5 pretty accurately.
Looking at the projections, if we assume a pricing ceiling of 45 cents per second, which honestly aligns perfectly with the compute power needed for this level of quality, a single 30-second ad would cost you about $13.50 in raw API generation costs. Now I know, $13 for one video generation sounds pretty steep in the AI world. But think back to that workflow comparison. Spending $13.50 on a flawless, native 4K 30-second ad in one pass is vastly cheaper than paying a human editor for hours of post-production labor just to stitch, upscale, and fix broken clips.
So, when can you actually get your hands on this? The rollout is happening right now. It was officially announced at June 2026 at the Volcano Engine Force Conference. As of July 2026, it's doing a strict China-first rollout, showing up on platforms like Dreamina, Doubao, and the Chinese versions of CapCut. But developers everywhere are eagerly watching this, because worldwide availability via the Volcano Engine API is expected later in the year, right alongside some faster, smaller models like Seedance 2.5 Mini.
Which leaves us with a really vital question for anyone working in the creative industry today. By shifting from destructive, roll-the-dice generation to precise, non-destructive, region-level editing, is your video production pipeline ready to embrace the Seedance 2.5 workflow revolution? The tools are officially transitioning from cool toys into true professional instruments. And the time to start planning your new AI workflow is right now. Thank you so much for focusing in and joining me for this explainer. Keep experimenting out there, and I'll catch you next time.